Day of issue for the Forever stamp honoring former President George H.W. Bush, a fitting tribute on what would have been his 95th birthday. Stephanie Whitfield live in College Station at the Bush Presidential Library with more on how folks are remembering number 41.
Sherman, this is his first birthday since the passing of President George H.W. Bush. So there are a number of events happening here in College Station today, and we're already seeing people walk up with their colorful socks. Now, there is a birthday party happening at the Bush Library and Museum, so everyone who visits can celebrate together. But what's really special is today, the U.S. Postal Service officially dedicated a forever stamp to the former president, who understood the power of a handwritten note. He actually picked the image for the stamp himself. It was painted from a picture of him that was on the cover of Texas Monthly magazine in 1997. Now, Barbara Bush's birthday was just a few days ago on Saturday, so everyone coming here is actually celebrating both of their birthdays. So that's just one more thing the beloved couple from Houston is doing together, Shinmin.
All right, thank you very much, Stephanie. And as Stephanie mentioned, there will be more events this afternoon honoring 41. You can find them at khou.com. Still ahead.